Shida, friends, shida tuko naye Kenya ni average thinking. Ordinary, usual. Unless we up our game, unless we up our ambition, unless we think about the extraordinary. And I like the person who prayed here. He said, excellence and integrity in his prayer. We have to begin to think about the excellent. Wachana na hii average. Hii average thinking hii ndio inatuletea hasara. We look at everything, we think it is impossible. We look at that, we think it's impossible. Others did it. Why can't we do it? So I really want to persuade you as citizens of our great country. Let us agree to change Kenya. We can do it. Let me give you one final example. Sababu najua imani yenu pengine iko kidogo. But you have seen this country is kama sio mafuta, we have more assets than they do. Kama sio mafuta ama? Yes. All this barabara, nini, housing, imepangwa. It's been built. See what it was there? All this you see here was not there 30, 40 years ago. But they've done it. Yeah. Ndio Waswahili wakasema, ukiona vyaelea, ujue vimeundwa. Yeah. So we need to unda our own. Ama? Let me give you an example. A final example. And I'm sorry if I am taking time, but I rarely get... Si mulikuwa mnanitafuta? Hata mimi nilikuwa na watafuta. Sindio? Now listen. Why I'm telling you these things are possible. When I look at housing, look at what we have achieved. In 2 years, just 2 years. You go to Mukuru, you go to Eldoret, you go to Nakuru, you go to Kisumu, you go to Migori, you go to anywhere. Things are happening. And it's just 2 years. Just imagine if we do this for 10 years. What about 20 years? You will not recognize Kenya in 20 years of this. But let me give you a much more pointed example. Investment is a function of savings. I am a scientist. I was told by the economists. That's what the economists say. I'm a scientist myself. I've become a good student of economics over time. So, as a country, unless we save, unless we have a good culture of saving, we cannot change our country. We cannot invest. And that is the reason why NSSF, which is the public saving entity, over the years has been, was never transformed. It's been like that for 40 years. And it's just small thinking. People refuse to think outside the box. So when we came into office with Uhuru Kenyatta, we decided we want to change this. What do countries do? Public saving, countries do a percentage of people's salary. For Kenya, we made a mistake and we put a static number, 200 shillings. Imagine up to 2023, 2 years ago, every public person and private person was saving 200 shillings at NSSF. Shilingi mia ngapi? Not $200, 200 shillings every month. Mtu anaana 100,000 analipa 200 shillings. Mtu anaana 200,000 analipa. Ndio mjue iko ujinga mingi hii dunia. So what happened? We were left behind. Uganda 20 years ago changed their contribution to percentage. 10% by the employer, 10% by the employee. Tanzania 20 years ago changed 10% employer, 10% employee. So today, Uganda has a bigger social security fund than Kenya. Tanzania have a bigger social security fund than Kenya. Yet, our economy is twice that of Uganda. Our economy is almost 1.5 times that of Tanzania. But they made the right decision before. Tanzania today, their social security fund is building one of the tallest buildings in Hapa Hill in Kenya. NSF ya Tanzania. Just imagine. Yetu tuko 200, bado tunatoa ile 200. So we changed with my friend Uhuru Kenyatta in 2016. But then some characters took us to court. Wakatuzungusha huko kotini. So by bad luck to them, I became president. So nikawaita. Nikawambia hii ujinga muache. I mean, how can you stall the whole country? Tukwame kwa 200, other countries are going ahead of us. One of them was my friend Atwoli, because he was the one who had taken us to court. Nikamuongelesha, akakuwa mzee mungwana, kaniambia okay, wacha tuende tutoe kesi kotini. Tukatoa kesi kotini. Let me tell you now the good news. Do you know what has happened? By changing the contribution structure, our national security, social security fund, from independence, mpaka 2023, we had collected 320 billion shillings for 60 years. How much? 320 billion. In 2 years, with the changed contribution structure, we have doubled to 670 billion shillings. By the end of next year, we will be 1 trillion shillings. Tell me what's going to happen in 5 years and 10 years. We will not be borrowing money from China. We will be borrowing money from our own social security fund. That is how countries grow. Munanielewa? What has China done? China today, if you see, savings as a percentage of their GDP is 55%. Savings as a percentage of GDP in Kenya is 10%. So, sisi, tunachukua kila kitu, tunakula. China, wana save. Then what we do? What do we do? We go and borrow from China. Because wako na akili, they are saving. Then what do we end up doing? Today, we are paying $1 billion every year to China. Unaona ile ujinga tuko na hii dunia. Imagine. Them, they are saving their money. As we are eating ours, alafu tunaenda kuboro yao, wanatulipisha interest kiasi hii, tunalipa, tunakuwa maskini. I have to tell you this. Si mimi ndio rais wa Kenya. Unless I tell you, so that you know where we are. It's good for you to know. It is good. It's good for you to know. Yes. Because you know, hakuna haja ya kufichana. We have to tell each other the truth. So, we must stop this small thinking. I am very happy that now we are growing our own savings. Because of growing our own savings, interest rates will come down. Because we have enough patient money to lend. Our treasury bills will come down. Our treasury bonds will come down. We will have, a much more stable economy. That is how we'll change Kenya. So, why I'm telling you tunaweza kubadilisha hii nchi yetu in a very short time is because we have the most hard-working people. We have the most, innovative people.